Donnie Pearsall to the front, please, for the welcoming. Donnie. We're live, and you are out online.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to the third annual Backyard Bash. It's exciting. Group of pigs. Consigners are extremely happy to be here. We have a special sale feature at the very end. Todd will explain that to you after it's over. And other than that, let's get started with the preview, guys. On to you, Mr. Goss.
As we get started here, our first consigner in the preview pen would be Heimer Hampshires. They need no introduction. Carl will tell you about the pedigrees.
Thanks, Blake and Donnie and Todd here for having us down here at the Backyard Bash again. I think we brought a nice trio. Lot 9 over there is an absolute. That's an absolute crickets on a mate to the Grand in Nebraska. That'd be a Goosebumps sow. Next one in is tag 28, which is the gilt, the blue gilt. That is a move the needle. Would be the quite frankly boar we kept, made to simply put. That's their Laird's. And then our final one would be 29, would be the speckled up blue bear over there. That is a stone cold. That's the cricket or the curly boar that Goss raised. It's out of a curly sow, so kind of light bred pedigree. Thanks again for having us.
Well, I'll talk Heimer's lead off here, and then I'll hand it off to Evan. I'd say that tag 9, he's got the boots with the fur and a weird look from the side, is how I'd first describe him. He's got a high rent look with bend and comfort. He looks like he's hard to make, as Big Bob would say. He comes out of his shoulder broad. That holds consistent his width from front to rear. He's still agile in his movement. We've been going to Texas to them sales for the last few weeks, and that thing right there, he's got the sweet look that looks like one that'll feed, yet he could show early, often, and all the way to March, in my opinion.
Yeah, to echo Blake's comments, I think 3 very, very good individuals from the hill here, and that tag 9 is incredibly stout and incredibly good, and just as Blake said, I've been in Texas, seems like for the last 3 years here, and that pick is as good as any blue one that I've seen all fall, and I think the gilt's another one a person needs to study on and pay attention to. Her pedigree certainly makes her just a shot more valuable. And then the one we're forgetting to talk about is the lot 29 over there, because that one offers some things that I think are far-reaching and I think are extremely, extremely good for a blue one that are hard to find. Really good trio here from Jesse.
Next in will be Chelsea's Consignments. I'll let Evan tell you their pedigree.
Next in will be the CSP Consignments. I think our leadoff will be tag 2 there. That's going to be the one with the white back legs there on your camera screen, and then tag 25 will be the thin belt. Tag 2 is a buckle up Romeo. His mom would have made the Grand at OYE last year in the Gilt Show, and then would have made the Grand at Coba there the year before that. And then tag 25 is going to be a Wild Side Cruel. His mom would have been a littermate sister to some of those gilts that Lingemeyer and Hannon would have showed there in Nebraska that were like reserve at their state fair and then reserve at Exarban. So tag 2 is our leadoff. Tag 25, the thin belt there in the middle of the ring, will be our second round.
Colson's leadoff here in this round. I would say that the easiest way to describe tag 2 would be modern in his proportions. He's modern in his length of body. He's neat in his look. He's current ahead of his shoulder. He's a great-footed hog that's still got bone and feature down low, yet I still think he's comfortable in the way he hinges off either end of his framework. To me, that hog fits the bright lights that we show under at the city or at Houston, wherever one may go. He's got a real sweet presence from the side. The second rounder that he's got there, that tag 25, them wild sides have been very good as we've traveled across the country looking at livestock. I think 25 has got the density and the feature. The black-legged bear's got shape. He's got width. He looks very easy to manage. He looks easy to feed. He's one that go out every day, keep him low and slow and get to the end of the road. He's still got good bend from behind, yet he's tall-shouldered with a sweet look. Real shape, genuine hog to me that looks like he'll make heavier weights and be genuine without as much help. If a guy don't like buying high-dollar supplements all the time, I'd say 25 is not a bad option in this particular pair. Next in will be Hofschulte, another one across the country has been dominating. Natalie's here. She'll tell you about this particular pair.
The white bear would be a Say It Hero, which would be a mate to the bears we sold last weekend. They're at King's and they're at Altus as well. Damn good litter of pigs. That one worked really good for one of them York bears there at OIE, I think. Calico bear would be a Say It Wedding Night, no regret. Real good sow on that one as well.
The Hofschulte pair running here, and certainly a very interesting pair of bears. And in this white one here, he's just a freckle away from being a very neat kind of a Yorkshire there that I think you could project a lot of ways. And honestly, if you don't want to go Yorkshire on that one, I think that one's good enough to run with all the blues anyway. So that's going to be tag number 10 will be the white one. Tag 30, the Calico, is another neat kind of a pig. These Say-Its have been very good. We've got several of those on feed this summer for our customers, and those things have consistently got to the top. I think another extremely good pair here from the Hofschulte crew.
The Calico would be tag 30. This predominantly white bear would be tag number 10.
Next in will be the Halfin crew, and we've got tag 15, will be the belt. Tag 35 will be the calico. And Jared is a very good friend of mine, feeds a lot of show pigs from us, and we try to do the same from him. And, man, he's doing a good job of raising stock. And I think this lead off here, this belted one, tag 15, extremely, extremely good. Here he is. He'll tell you about their pedigrees.
Been coming to this sale the last few years and plucked off some that have done some good for us, and the mother of tag 15 comes with that story. I bought that sow here at this sale as a baby pig from Jesse and his crew. She would have been a next step kingpin dirty. Next step was that boar that was at Ev's that did a good job for him while he was there. The sire of tag 15 is Pace Car there at Laird's. I've seen several of those pace cars that have been awfully good, and they come with this type of look and feature that we're trying to put into them with the kind of flexibility and angularity that I like. Tag 35 is the calico gilt. She would be a say it, no intro, and the grandma there would be our foundation. What a Night sow that raised the Supreme at EYO. I'll hand it off to the boys.
I'd say this belted bear, man, he's got a cool look with a stout noggin that lays ahead of his shoulder. He comes at you consistent. When we start talking about balance and show bears, to me, in this day and age, the hardest thing to do is consistency of width from front to rear. I think this bear does a great job of that. He comes at you true. He leaves you the same way. Then you step off to the side of him. His upper line's good. He balances from the side with a neat look. To me, he looks like one that'll feed. He's got the extra bend, the extra feature. A good bear with the right kind of maturity, in my opinion. This calico deal, hey, that's a stout, boxy built one. She's three-dimensional regardless of the angle you study her. She comes at you broad. She's a big forearm gilt. Man, you talk about center body spread and just dimension and density through her middle third. I think that gilt certainly exemplifies that. And then you look ahead of her shoulder. She's still got a cute head that lays in front of her blade with really, really cool look when you study her from the side. A very good pair from Halfin. My compliments to him. Look these up in the back. A very good pair. Next in will be one of the founding fathers in this state, Ryan Seitz. Brought us a pair of them that I think are extremely good. He'll tell you about them.
I don't know about all that, but we'll start with 12, which is the Chester pig. That would be a big screen back on an Ego fescue. That mama right there would be the mama of the boar that we had at Summer Type Conference that Triple B buys. Young sow, yet at the same time one that this has just been an awfully good litter. The little white one down there, kind of Yorkshire appearing, if you will, that's an M&M. That'd be the boar that's at Colson's at Hammock Raised. Mother would be a White Noise Ghost. Mother would be a litter mate to the bear that Rhett showed there 2 years ago that wins like the Southwest Point Circuit in the York Show. Also the Armitage bear that wins a bunch throughout the season that qualifies for the sale there at OIE.
Always excited to see Ryan's pigs when he comes to a pig sale because you know they're always going to be good built, they're going to be functionable, and they look like the kind that are going to feed. And that story's true for the Chester and this white one. And Chester looks like a very good one. That's not necessarily my lane that I hang out in much, but this white pig here is I think a very neat kind of an animal for a Yorkshire deal. The M&M pigs have been so good so far. And, man, I like that one. I think that one could go a lot of places and do some damage. That mom that he's out of, he talked about a few of those wins that sow's had, and she has had some very good pigs here across the state of Oklahoma the last couple years. That's tag 32 on the white one. Chester's going to be tag 12 on the Chester. Next in will be tag 1 here from Goss Livestock. Our friends there in Leedy have been doing a good job making show pigs here lately. We'll let Blake tell you about this one.
This will be tag number 1 from Goss Livestock, the one that we brought here that is a roll call, Rusty Cage, roll call's mom. The mom would have been 4th overall at the CPS show last summer. Be honest with you, we've kind of half-assed it, if you will, the last couple of years that we've came to this sale. And this year I wanted to take it pretty serious, and I like this pig that we brought out of a proven sow line that's young and upcoming. Grandma's never missed. I'll let Evan tell you about this pig.
I think this pig is just the story on a lot of the things that you see come from the Goss Livestock farm. That thing is so stout in terms of his jawline and his forehead, but he's proportional and he's balanced and he's still comfortable. I think a really, really good place to start here tonight in Lot 1. I like that one a bunch. Hats off to Dana there for getting that one brought to the sale.
Next in would be Sweetgrass, Dr. Genova. She will tell you that the pedigrees on the pair that she brought today look like very, very good pigs. I'll let her tell you about them.
These would be a pair of purebred Yorkshires, a bear and a gilt. They are a coked up, which was the reserve champion boar from Belton this year. On my sow that I had the pair that brought last year, she would be the dam that raised the 6th out Yorkshire gilt that was a high seller at OYE, and then the bear from here last year that got along pretty decent in the Southwest.
Dr. Genova is a good friend of ours and certainly one of our people that we really rely on there at the pig farm, and she has a passion for Yorkshires and has really stayed with this thing for a while now. The gilt she had last year that was a high seller at OYE we actually bought and looks tremendous in the sow lot, and I think the same story can be told here with these in the future that they're going to have to feed here. 13, the gilt that she'll lead off with, is a good-looking kind of a Yorkshire female that's good built. She's athletic, just everything that I would expect from her firm. And then the male pig there, 33, I think that one, especially in Oklahoma in the purebred Yorkshire setting and the things that we have here for purebred Yorkshires, that one's going to get real, real competitive, real fast to me in that thing. And certainly I think will be competitive year-round in any show, but I think especially there, that one's going to be tagged 33. This is the pair from Sweetgrass Livestock.
Next up here would be Wilburs pair that he brought. One of my very, very good buddies from Northwest Oklahoma. I think he brought a tremendous pair of them. I'll let him tell you the pedigrees and the lineage on these two.
Thank you guys for having me, Donnie, Todd, and Blake. Excited to be here. So our leadoff pig would be tag 16, the blue one. That pig there would be a Say It Hero, never before short bus. It'd be a sow that we would have bought from the Hofschalte crew right after we bought the gilt there at OYE. That would have been third out light cross. That would have brought $35,000. That sow is one that's worked really good for us there at the farm. She would have raised Voss's third out light cross gilt there at the city. And then the blue pig they've been showing this summer that's gotten along pretty good.
Talk about hogs that are stout, yet they forget to mention right kind of maturity pattern. In my opinion, this bear is still late maturing. He's the example of making one stout that still got some length to his cannon. His height to length ratio, in my opinion, is spot on. a very, very good pig that comes here. You know, the collection of blue ones that are in this sale, if you like light crosses, I'd say buckle your seat belts and fasten them down and put up your trays because we're taking flight in Newcastle, Oklahoma this afternoon in the blue division. This red belted hog, you know, he's beefy, he's styled, man. He opens up good in his body. He's got bend. He's got a really, really good running gear. He's got real shape when you watch him out of the back of his shoulder all the way to the base of his stifle. Hog's three-dimensional, hog stout. A very good pair of them from Wilbur. My compliments to him, a young guy that, man, he's in the trenches and doing very, very good. Real good pair that he brought here to Newcastle.
Next in will be Mr. Mullet, certainly an individual that needs no introduction, has done a tremendous job across the country. Cole's going to tell us about him.
We're going to start out on Mullet's consignments there with tag 11. That pig would be an OG all-rise. The mother would be the gilt that went to California and was reserve grand at the Revival last year. Real neat pig, real good sow. Goes back to the Kingpin sow that he bought from Heimer there. That's been a real good lineage so far. The blue pig's tag 31. That'd be a State of the Union Nomad Rockstar. That pig's mother would be the gilt that Holden Winters and John bought there at the city for $33,000 3 years ago. She had a pig we sold for $20,000 at King's, a sale-making gilt at the city last year. A real neat pair of them. We like them both and think they'll be very good feeding pigs.
Yeah, we dropped this pair in here. Man, this tag 11 has got some absolutely ginormous rear legs, but those things are flexible. That thing is comfy, and he has got an awesome look out through the front side of his skeleton. I think that's a really, really neat kind of a belted barra in tag 11 to be able to get that one out and show him a bunch. And I think that one's maturity pattern says that he's going to last a while. Next is going to be the blue. That's going to be tag 31. Is going to be the blue one. That's another one that just looks like the stuff from John that feeds. He's good built. He's hairy. The right kind of feature, the right kind of look up front. Really, really nice kind of a blue bear there. My hat's off to Mr. Mullet for just continuing to crank out the good ones. Those of you online that are viewing this and maybe didn't get joined in there right off the bat, as soon as this is over, it'll be uploaded there to the Kennedy Ventures platforms, and you'll be able to go back and watch that. If you missed some of those earlier lots or you don't want to just set through the whole thing, you can certainly come back and watch through all these. The sale order will be uploaded here shortly on CCi. That pair of Mr. Mullet's bears, I'm sorry, I was supposed to say, are both castrated. They're both fixed, so he's got the work out of the way for you there. CCi will be the place to buy these tonight if you're not here in person. The sale order is up. You'll be able to go in there and see that. If you've got any questions, certainly don't hesitate to reach out to any of the consigners that are here, Todd and Blake Kennedy, Donnie Pearsall, or anyone else. Next up in the ring is Mr. Cole Childers. Cole is another one there, right down there by Mr. Mullet, that's doing a very, very good job. We'll let Cole tell you about him.
We're going to start out with the blue pig there, tag 11, or tag 14, the blue. That pig is the result of a bred purchase from Kurt Morgan. That's a Sunrise Karma on wedding night, Slittermate's sister. We like that pig a lot. That litter's awesome. We got some more coming out, but that thing, we like that one a good deal. Tag 34 would be out of the mother of the Expo gilt there. That is a cash money in-game kingpin. That pig has been a little skinnier, but hey, if he does what his half-sister did there this summer, she didn't look much more beefy than him as a baby. So, but tag 34 cash money in-game kingpin out of the same sow as the $110,000 gilt at Expo, and then 14 there would be a Sunrise Karma wedding night sister.
a really good pair of them that Cole brought you, and that tag 14, that blue bear. Man, his lines are so good. He's so flexible down low. He's a bear that's agile on either end of his body. Yet you study him, that's a big-footed bear with some feature and density throughout his body. Yet he's got awesome body shape and turn to the upper part of his skeleton. He's out of that Sunset boar that's done an awesome job there. And then you buy this pig, you might get to stay at the show long enough to watch the sunset is what I'm saying. That thing's got a neat look. He looks like he's built for a big ring. He looks like a one that's got the skeleton to support a habit of showing all the time, but yet still be around when it matters at the end of show season. This big belted bear, he's long from his blade forward. That thing's got a sweet look ahead of his shoulder. He's a tight neck bear that's got a neat look, and then he ties in high into his shoulder. Get that hog skinny, but he's still got some turn out of the back of his blade. He's still got some shape working up high. He's a flexible hog that's still very, very secure in his foot placement. To me, the right kind of skinny. Skinny don't look bad to me. Ask Big Bob. He's made a living doing it. That one is not skinny for us. To me, he might just be about right. That's a good hog with a big feeding window and some lateness and maturity. Once again, my compliments to Cole. He brought a very good pair to town. We're talking about another blue one. I'm telling you, if you like the blues, you better tune in.
Next in will be our friends there at CNC, and Austin didn't get to join us quite as early today as he would have liked. Gas bill's getting a little high, and he ran out there on the side of the turnpike, and so these probably haven't gotten the chance to fill up maybe like he quite would have liked for them to, but they look very, very good. We'll give him the opportunity to tell us about them.
So ours hadn't quite got tags yet, but the hairier one, or the not as hairy one, would be 8, and the other one would be 27. Lot 8 will be Jackie Moon. No turning back. His grandmother would be the mother of our grand bear at Kansas City a couple years ago. And the mother of the Lot 27 would be a $17,000 4th overall light cross gilt at OYE 2021. We really like this pair and excited to be here in Newcastle.
I tell you, for sitting on the side of the turnpike, these things look extremely good to me, and the CNC boys have done a good job making these white ones so far. And like he told you there, he hasn't been here long enough to get any tags in them yet, so we're not quite sure. That's going to be tag 8 over there that ties on. 27. That pig looks extremely good. And then is this tag 8 over here? Tag 8 over here that Connor's on. Very, very good pigs. And, CNC boys have been on a roll here lately. Been making good show pigs. I think these are just 2 more that are going to add to that.
I'm going to reiterate here, I think a pair of white ones, we all know how hard it is to find white ones this time of the year, or just in general, to be honest with you. A pair of them to me that look like that are built for March in terms of density, in terms of feature and skull, and just having some character about them. I wouldn't sleep on this second round pig. Slim ran out of gas. He fell out of his truck when he went to fill up. This second round one, he's got a weird look and a real stout mug and a big blade. Do not sleep in the second round on CNC. Justin will be here at the next one to get it right. This is a very, very good pair of pigs. My compliments to them boys. Next in will be Mr. Big Bob. He's kind of the Coach Prime of Oklahoma, to be honest with you. This is prime time listing. He'll tell you the pedigrees on his pair of pigs.
Thank you, young Blake. Willie style. I got a pair of spotted hogs here. This little white gilt I picked her a little green, but I think she'll feed through the rainbow. And by the end, you're won't be. If you get anything less than purple, you're probably not going to be real happy with that one. But that one there, I hate selling these gilts like this because if you can see her mama, you'd really wonder if I was very sane. But anyway, we're pretty proud of her. She's right build, kind we like, long neck, moderate length of body, and a really long square hip, really favorable hip, I think. In this black one here, there's a barra. He's about a 20th July there, really stout. That's uranium on his sister, little litter mate mating there. Stout, be real stout schooled, big-footed, heavy bone. He'll have a ton of bone by the time it's done. We really like him as well. That gilt's she's a Mr. October back on a El Reno.
To no surprise, Big Bob brings a pair of spots that look like that are built for the long haul, in my opinion. He talks about selling this spot gilt. You know, a guy in his generation always told me he'd rather die poor than get rich selling his gilts, and I would say Big Bob's kind of got the same effect on his spot program. I can't believe she's here, just in terms of one that's boxing her build. For a guy that likes some extra extension, she's still got long hips, she's got a long neck, but she's still got some shortness to her body. And a hog that's got some genuine turn to her forerib, opens up tremendous out of the back of her shoulder. My favorite thing about her for a spot, to be up front with you, is the way her shoulder and her knees laid into her body. Everything's in line when you start talking about her down low. A hog to me that looks like she'll feed. This bear is a freak on a leash, in my opinion. His height to length ratio is awesome. He's a hog that's got extension off either end of his framework, yet he still looks like one that's got modern length and modern show bear proportions from the side. He's a great footed hog that's still in line off either end of his body. You know, these two spots, we talk about hogs, we want them wide, we want them stout. To me, their chest and the squareness to their knee and their ability to reach and playing off either end of their framework sets themselves apart in their breed, and I think this is a tremendous pair of them. My compliments to Big Bob. He never disappoints. Another good pair that he brought to Newcastle.
Well, thank you, Blake, and we get ready here in a minute. We'll move into the offering from Savage, but just before we do that, I want to say thank you to the group of consigners. You know, obviously we don't have a lot of pigs here, and those of you that are going to come and join us tonight, we can't wait for you to get here. We have probably as much fun at this little pig sale here as anything that we do all year, and hospitality is at the highest, and we all look forward to the fish fry here later, but certainly acknowledge the fact that we've got a very good set of consigners that come in. One of the things that I want to point out, if you listen to the guys talk and they talked about round one, round twos, keep in mind most of those guys only brought 2 pigs. So, you know, that's one thing that is a highlight here. We don't have many, but yet that they're good and they're good quality. I will tell you that set of blue butts, just to reiterate what they said, they're damn good. So those of you that are looking for those, I mean, we've been to a lot of pig sales this year. We ain't seen very many of them. It's good. And I think there's a very, very good set of those. So I'll turn it over. I'll let Donnie talk to you there about the set of crossbreds that we have to offer, and then the guys can give their comments.
Thank you, Todd. Okay, we're going to start with a pair of mates. Thank you, Todd. All right, we're going to start with a pair of mates. They're both 9-litter pigs. They're lot 3 and lot 5. They're going to be roll call, no intros. And then the solid black pig, which he will be lot 5. I'm sorry, he's lot 6. I'm sorry. He is a roll call gangster. And lot 4, which is probably my second favorite pig in the whole offer, and that is a Frankenstein, no intro. Frankenstein is a quite frankly on his aunt, so it would be a quite frankly next cruel. So, okay, I'm going to give it back to Blake.
Donnie's pigs here get into the ring, and I think they command your attention just from a heaviness of skeleton standpoint and still being good built. And I got to dropped by Donnie's late one night here early when we were out looking for Denver stuff, and I was very, very impressed with just the stoutness of skeleton and the heavy dutiness that all of his pigs offer, and I think that's very representative in this pen of 4. Man, I like a couple of these real good, and I don't want to show my cards too much, but certainly check these out in the back because I think Donnie has outdone himself here on a couple of these.
Well, Donnie's one of my very, very good friends, and I'm going to talk about this tag 4 for just a second, whether we're showing cards or not. I'd say you better get back and reshuffle. Hey, this thing I think's big time. His stoutness of skull, his story lays ahead of his shoulder. If you want to talk about one that's stout, yet he's tidy in his look, he's neat ahead of his shoulder. That thing has got some link to his hip and that range of motion that everybody wants to talk about, but it's very, very hard to find, in my opinion. That pig is built for the bright lights. I think he's very, very good and extremely, extremely good pen of pigs that I'd encourage you to get out in the back and study them. Their foot quality, their density, and their mobility, I think, in this pen is tremendous. Donnie, you did very, very good in this pen of pigs.
I'll go ahead and touch on a couple of things as this pen comes out and the next one's coming in. Those of you that will get here tonight, you're going to hear us talk a lot about a draw that we have going on afterwards, and just take note on that. Those of you that aren't here, if you want to play in the game, I'd say get in contact with one of the breeders. But all the breeders here today, for the most part, took advantage of this, and we're playing a game there, if you, so to speak, when it's over at tonight's conclusion of the sale. So if you're here tonight, you're certainly going to want to tune into that. But I'll let the boys tell you a little bit more about these.
Thank you, Todd. All right, we're going to start with lot 43. He is a double-bred roll call, so he'd be a roll call and a roll call gangster sow. That'd be the sow would be a mate to a lot of those pigs I sold here last year. And then the narrow belt on the rail there. What's his tag number? 42. Okay, that will be a Frankenstein on a no intro, really heavy boned, really a little bit behind his mates, but I think he's going to come. A real good extension. And then 41 will be 13 litter pigs, so he'll be a litter mate to the lot 4 that we had in the first group. Here you go, Blake.
A very, very good pen of pigs, and these things are going to be towards the very end of the sale, and I'd say there's a reason to keep people in their seats and be in tune, because I think this pair of pigs is very different. This tag 42, man, this thing's got the big legs. He's stout in his feature. He's got a sweet head. He's got a tight neck. He's got a cool look. All them good things go in his favor. But that hog's late maturing, but he's still got a big chest. You know, you study him at the base of his skeleton. He comes at you true. He's broad in his build. That's a very, very good pig. This double-bred roll call's got a weird look to him. You know, his neck comes out of the top of his shoulder. He is one neat-looking critter that's still comfortable off either end of his framework. Roll call had a very, very good summer. I know it might be just a little bit biased, but they're so easy to feed, I can even feed them. They're ones that got some link to their cannon. They got some mobility to either end of their framework, and yet they're still square and mobile. That moderate sized one on the far side in this pen, we'd call him sensible sized. He's moderate in his look. That hog to me looks like the feeding kind. You know, you study his head, you study his look ahead of his shoulder. He's still a short back bear that's got some power to him from front to rear. Tremendous group of them. In this particular pen, don't miss tag number 42 or 43. I'd say there's a reason they're at the end. Don't let them slip through.
This next pen coming in here, so we'll have lots 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40, I guess. That's where we'll be at here, and this 37 there is actually 37 as the first one there. This is 10-3, and certainly one of my favorites here. This is a Frankenstein back on a no intro sow. The 38 would be another one of those 11 litter pigs. That's another one of the double bred roll calls. And then 39 would be out of that 13 litter, and that's that litter mate to the lot 2. That's a Frankenstein back on a backbone sow, and we got a lot of confidence in that particular hog there. I mean, just in terms of his skeletal build and his flexibility and the way that he gets around, we like that deal there a great deal there. And then the last one in here would be lot 40. That's 9-3. Again, that's a roll call back on a no intro sow. So let the boys tell you a little bit about them. But again, this is lots 37, 38, 39, and 40.
Yeah, just another very, very good pin from Donnie, and I don't want to take anything away from these other 3, but this lot 40 over here, guys, is as good as anything we've seen run through the ring here so far today. The roll call pig, I think that one is extremely, extremely good, and I think has a big feeding window in terms of his of where he's at and his maturity pattern. Man, I could feed that one in a lot of different ways and think that one could get real, real good. Make sure you get 2 stars on lot 40 there tonight.
Yeah, 40's an easy one to talk about. That thing's got shock absorbers down low. He's got a sweet look, a fat rib, hog that looks very feedable, yet he looks high rent from the side. You know, this 38 bear to me has got a very, very neat parts and pieces to him. When you start talking about the length of their hip and their step off either end of their body, he's very pliable through his center. He's functional in his build. And then we talk about this 37 hog. That's a big stouty now with a big noggin. He's got a big forearm. Very, very good in the lower part of his body. He's got some natural turn to his center cage. Something that's not talked about enough in terms of forerib shape and spread of the upper part of his body. But don't forget about the little guy. Little guy has got a lot of fight in him. He's a short-bodied, tight-neck thing that's got a sweet look about him. I like this pin of pigs, highlighted by this tag number 40. I think this one's big time. I would encourage you, get him out in the back. He looks like one that'll get better on concrete, unlike some, in terms of foot strength, mobility, and presence.
This next pair in here, this is going to be a pair of the Hampshire males that we offer. We have lot 17 and lot 18, and everybody kind of knows we've been fighting this deal here for the last few years, and quite honestly, probably going to just tell you that I'm really, really proud of where we're actually kind of getting to be, and real proud of this pair. We've been pretty fortunate and blessed with the pigs that's come out of the BackYard Bash the last couple of years. Honestly, and a matter of fact, one of them that sold here last year was the pig that was reserved there at Coba as well as at OIE. That was here, and then as well our gilt that won Coba was one that we sold here. But to talk about these two, both of these hogs here would be 2 dogs. The lot 17 is 201-7. The lot 18 is 205-2. The 17, this one here, like I said, is one that I think has unique parts to him that we haven't been able to put together. We've seen in many Hampshires at this stage, and just in terms of his skeletal build and the flexibility and bone he's got, and still yet looks like a show pig. And you can't see that and find that in many of them within this breed. We like the big pig there, lot 18 as well. His mother would be a litter mate to that gilt that won Kansas City last year. She's one of our 14 litter sows. We got 4 of those. We like those things a great deal as well. Real proud of this pair. Those of you, I'll just continue to reiterate, and I'll let the guys tell you, but, those of you that's got little brothers, little sisters, that some of you competitive feeders, you're wanting to get those bears in the ring and show them under the lights there at OIE. Showing in that purebred Hampshire and purebred Yorkshire ring is not a bad thing at all, especially when you look at them things carrying out checks of $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, and $5,000. None of the other breeds pay quite that much throughout the day. I think you might want to take advantage right here. So I'll let these guys talk this pair to you.
We get into these Hampshires, this pair of bears are boar pigs that need to be bears out of two dogs. I'm here to tell you these things can hunt just a little. This 17's, he's modern in his look. You could spend a lot of miles and put a lot of miles on a vehicle looking to try to win this Hampshire thing at the Oklahoma Youth Expo, and I'll be damned if it's easy. And this 17 to me sticks out like a turd in a punch bowl, in my opinion. He's easy to identify. He's easy to recognize. I think the hardest thing about this pig, you better phone a friend and just get him bought. He looks like the right kind to me long term. It's a very, very good pig. With my experience and the shortcomings of Hampshires, though, tag number 18, if you buy 17, you might as well buy 18 because 18 might end up beating 17 just because he's got that lateness of maturity and that feeding pattern that nobody can predict in this particular breed, yet it'll still burn you at the end when you get beat by him. So I think the easiest way to go about this pair is just to buy them both and figure it out later. A tremendous pair of Hampshires. My compliments to Blake, Todd, and Donnie. An awesome pair. I hope they send me something like this for Expo next year. My compliments to them. An awesome, awesome pair of Hampshire bears.
Move into this next set here. We're going to run 6 gilts at you here in a minute, and these will all run right in the middle of the sale here. We have lots 21 and 24. Lot 21, that'd be a 6-liter gilt. That's one of those double-bred roll calls. Lot 24, she'd be a Frankenstein gangster.
We get into these gilts here, and it gets this. The water's getting deeper the farther we get in here, and I think that's the neat thing about this sale is just there's depth and there's quality, and I think just a bunch of pigs that are gonna feed. And if you look back through the course of history in the 3 years of this sale, there's been a bunch of pigs that have came out of here that have fed, and so I don't think the story's any different here with 21 and 24. I think a tremendous pair of gilts, and guys, I'm here to tell you we fed a few of those girl pigs for OYE, and this size right here is my favorite size if you're really trying to win that thing, because you can set those at home and you can feed them, and they are fresh and they are youthful and they are ready to win under the bright lights in March. I dig that 21.
Water's deep, Evan. I'd say buy a pair of floaties and let's not drown. That 21's a neat rig. 24's got that extra density and rib shape and spread. A tremendous pair of gilts that they brought to you.
We got lots 20, 22, and 23 here, and this lot 20, that would be a roll call, no intro, comes out of the 9-liter. We like that litter there a whole lot, and we've talked about them several times already. The 22 be another one of those. It's the double-bred roll call. The 23 gilt here, the white stocking-legged gilt there, that would be another gilt that's a double-bred roll call. I think that deal there is pretty unique and special. Matter of fact, I'll just tell you that when we were sorting through these the other day, I told Donnie that that one probably don't need to leave. But, those of you, it's not a secret around here. We've been talking. We've put our hamp herd together. We've been trying to grow that, trying to make that better. And, long term and looking at the future here, the crosses probably aren't going to have a play. Just to be honest, we're starting to move away from that. We're going to be putting in a set of Durocs that we're real proud to be working with. But if not, I'll just tell you this little pen of gilts here wouldn't be going nowhere. And we're real proud of these, proud to be offering these. We've got these three and another one to talk about here in a minute. But I think the guys will have something special to say about each of these.
Tremendous pair of gilts, and I can't believe they're selling them. To be honest with you, we were sitting back here. I forgot I even had to talk them. This is a neat pair. Hogs that, to me, have an awesome show ring life, but more importantly, they look like hogs that will generate long-term speaking. This isn't a short-term project, in my opinion, what's in the ring right now. It's a long-term investment where a guy can build around some unique things. Just in terms of flexibility, when you start setting their shoulders that laid onto their body, yet they actually have some chest width and some full rib shape. Hogs that look like that are going to go home and hit you in the shin and want to actually eat without a little help from a bottle of Matrix. Hogs that got spread to their center body. Hogs that got muscle. They're genuine with some base width, yet they're still comfortable. To me, these things are very, very elite in my opinion. They're still functional, yet they got neat looks about them. This is pig breeding in a nutshell. For everybody that wants to get in and thinks it's easy, Donnie and the Kennedy crew are making it just a shot easier than it should be by offering these three. My compliments to them. To me, look like long-term foundation gilts. A very, very good pen of them.
Yeah, just to echo Blake's comments. I mean, we buy a lot of gilts and feed a lot of gilts, and man, it's hard to go anywhere and find you a trio of them that you really, really like. And within the trio, man, I think there's as Blake said, I think there's one turd in a punch bowl, but she's not a turd. But man, a trio that I think are going to make awesome show gilts, going to make awesome sows. They've got the right kind of parts and pieces to go ahead and do that. My compliments to Donnie and the Kennedy crew for offering these for sure.
This last one here, we'll wrap up our preview here. And again, tonight, those of you that can join us, we certainly welcome you. We're going to walk through these things again here this evening live there around 6 o'clock. We expect to have our fish on hand about 6:30. Plan to start selling these things around 7:30 tonight. If you can't be in here with us in attendance, you can watch on CCi. Tune in to Blake. Any of the Kennedy Venture social media outlets will get you anywhere that you need to go. This last one here that we're winding out is lot 19. This is the 8-4 gilt. She'd be a Frankenstein, and then she's back on again, another one of the no intro sows. Again, same story. This one here, those of you that want to play hardball in the show ring or want to buy you on and have you a sow, I think there she is.
I mentioned earlier there in a late night trip to Donnie's that I was very, very impressed with just the quality and the density of his stock, and a lot of those, and I think you've heard it today through the preview, you've heard the word Frankenstein, and that's a boar that he's got here that is very interesting in the way that he is mated. And we've seen a lot of good pigs come out in this ring out of him, and I think this lot 19 is no exception. I think that's a gilt that's got a different kind of a pedigree that I think is always becoming more and more rare in this industry that we play in, and I think a gilt that represents a ton of quality and is one that's going to be big enough to get her out and go show her the first weekend and have a lot of fun. Really nice one here in 19.
A very, very good way to round up our preview, and I'll be the first to tell you, I don't think there's been a weekend in the last 3 months where I haven't looked at livestock or try to buy livestock, and I know the sale's not the biggest, but I'm telling you, it's not always about the size of the dog, it's the fight in the dog. I think this is a great sale that looks to me like will have some true performers long term, and I would certainly encourage you to tune in on CCi if you can't make it here for the sale. But I would be the first to tell you I will stand behind the quality in this sale and talking about them through a preview. One of the first times where a guy doesn't have to make excuses to like a pig. Tremendous group of breeders that are proven themselves time and time again. And I truly believe by far this is the very best set that's been at the Backyard Bash. And I think anybody that would argue that has not been to the two previous. My compliments to the breeders. Donnie, a beautiful place. Kennedy's, thanks for having us. Tune into this sale on CCi or just come eat a little fish and join us in Bid Live. A great group of consigners and an awesome group of pigs.
Thanks, Blake, Evan. Appreciate it. Again, tune in tonight. Join us here in Newcastle. If you got any questions, give us a call.